3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
And welcome back. We are going to jump right back in. We have a couple party members in jail and a few others that are communicating psychically for a little bit longer. But yeah, we're going to go right back in. What are we thinking? You know you have about 15 minutes left on your psychic whispers.
All right. What was the name of the guy that had the
Big guy.
The guy.
You talking about Jessup?
Jessup. We're thinking about going and visiting Jessup because he might be well connected.
The teleportation, potentially private circle that he might have. Gotcha. Yeah, I think it's Jessup Anaya. I have him in the notes. Yes. Yes. Do you recall what you were told where he lives, roughly?
The east side of town.
Correct.
And then we were also told to give whomever we talked to about seeing Jessup, Peppy the Crane, as a
correct
as a reference. There we
go. So that's where we're at. Yeah. So those who your wild shape has about another hour and 10 minutes. So you guys are beginning to head east from where you're at. So it's going to take what you imagine with the amount of people in the city. Are you going straight past the spire, or are you going to loop south or north around it? How are you guys thinking?
Just go straight, the most direct route. I mean, we technically haven't done anything, so
you haven't.
We shouldn't, be on anyone's radar, so to speak.
Is throwing gold at commoners a crime?
Well, see,
charitable donation.
Oh, shoot!
You tripped.
Phew.
You were going to make a purchase and you tripped.
I thought that was oh!
Yeah, right when that fight started, the money just it fell out of my coin purse.
It's really weird.
I'd actually like to go pick it back up if you don't mind.
Do you know who picked it up? I guess? Yeah, no, you guys could, and you could even try and stay a couple streets away if you needed to. It's not a big deal. I was just curious, so I know. So, are you gonna head straight past it on the south side of it, or west or north side of the spire?
Whatever the most direct route is.
Probably south side from where you guys are at.
Okay, we're gonna go to the south.
Okay. So you guys are making your way that way. Are you saying anything in the last 10 minutes? It's gonna take you roughly a half hour or so to get across from the amount of people and everything.
By the time we get there, I'm gonna be out of my whispers. I'm gonna tell Hez that we're gonna go talk to a dude about some stuff.
Oh, really? Okay.
A magic dude
and stuff
who potentially can help us.
Yeah, he may be well connected. We may be able to essentially bail you guys out.
Yeah.
All right.
We still have no idea where Kai is.
Oh, jeez. All right, you guys might want to hurry.
Calling all Kais. Hello? Calling all Kais? Still nothing.
Yeah, you guys hurry. There's already a creep, and I have a bad feeling about this place. I don't know what this guy is, but he has a twisted smile and almost like reddish eyes. I don't know what's going on here, but guys, hurry. And yeah, get any word from Warlow too, because they separated us.
Okay. Yeah, Warlow, what? You okay?
I'm fine. You have a way of getting me out of here yet?
We're working on it right now.
Good.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna tell Bulgrim just hit up Warlow, and he's just very. If he can say a one-word answer, he's gonna say a one-word answer.
You can make him hear it if you wanted. Remember, you can make as many people on the same if you wanted, so he could have overheard.
Yeah. Okay.
He is acting most strange. I don't know what sort of potion would cause someone to act in this way, but perhaps he just needs to sleep it off.
Or maybe. So.
We'll see. But
Yeah, we'll go.
either way, we need to work on getting them out of there, whether it be asking a guard if Mr. Jessup can't help us, how one might go about getting somebody out of the prison system in this town.
So at that point, the young fellow
Oh,
outside.
what time of day is it? Sorry.
It was morning when all this happened, so it's like 10 maybe.
Oh, okay.
It's almost 10. It's early.
When we were fighting, would we have been able to perceive what the shopkeep who I had sold stuff to was doing, and his guard?
There was a lot going on. Until the magical darkness, I would say maybe you can make a perception check at this point, but you were at disadvantage.
I was facing the wrong way. I mean, you don't have to.
I doubt you would have. Warlow might have seen something because
Yeah,
he was
but-
facing towards the
right.
shop.
But there'd be no way for me.
Yeah, I just don't see realistically how you would have seen anything. But you're welcome to go back.
I'm good.
Yeah. Okay. So
So weird smiling child.
yeah, and it does look like a human male, probably like early 20s.
But like tortured scars.
No scars. It's
Oh.
just like
It's more.
way too big of a smile, like very big teeth, very big smile, bulging eyes a bit. His skin isn't as pale as yours is, but he's very frail like you are. Very defined bone structure in his cheeks and even his shoulders. Through his shirt and robe, you can see like his shoulder bones and all, like just poking through.
Yeah.
And you see him kind of like grip his hand over the bars, the center bar, that crossbar, and he says, "So tell me, why were you doing what you did in our city?"
I wasn't doing anything in your city. Wrong place, wrong time, but I'm not telling you anything else because I don't know who you are or what this place is.
Sidebar, "I want my lawyer," is what he just said. Well, it seems that we're in impasse because your friend across the way, he refuses to speak too. And without information, you can't be released. So if you tell me, things might fare better for you than your friend.
Okay. We were attacked by a stranger outside of a shop. And ever since then, my friend hasn't been right in the head, so it's probably why he's not communicating. And we're really trying to pass through the city. We don't mean any harm or anything. But we're wrong place, wrong time, and
A stranger? You said specifically a stranger, though.
a person we don't know
Don't
attacked
lie.
us. I don't know. My head was in my book, so I really didn't know how this started. But someone attacked
This
him
book, and he holds
disappeared.
up the book that was in your backpack that they
Yeah.
obviously confiscated.
Yeah.
Interesting book. Where did you come it by?
West Haven, where I studied.
Was this the book from West Haven, or was this from Lawtown?
No, it's from West Haven.
Okay.
It's just like a book on.
I'm making sure I know what you're being deceitful on or not.
Armor, basically, like
Okay.
what I'm.
There's some curious objects in here. You've seen some travels.
That I have.
What brings you to the city?
We're literally trying to pass through. My other companions had some business to take care of, but it was none of my business.
What are their names?
I'm sorry, through this whole confusion, I'm not quite. My wits aren't about me. I can't really place their names at this point.
I said don't lie.
I'm not lying.
That was a lie.
Well, I need to be able to trust you to tell you the truth. And
I
at
don't
this
look
point,
trustworthy.
yeah. Well, I don't know anything, and I'm wrongly imprisoned. So you guys really don't know what you guys are doing in the first place. You arrested the wrong person. and you guys let that other suspect get away. Now, where I'm from, if someone attacks you, you have every right to defend yourself. I don't know how your laws are here.
Oh, you had the right to defend yourself, but thrice you have lied. You know this stranger. What's his name? The one who attacked the other companion of yours. The one that refuses to speak.
Don't know his name, the stranger.
That's another lie.
Like I said, I
One
can't
more
trust
and
you.
I'll be forced to use other methods. Something you'll learn quickly about our city is that we don't look kindly upon false, deceitful means.
Okay.
Speak truthfully and I could get you out of here, possibly. I know you did nothing wrong. Because you
How do
believe
you
that.
know?
I know that was not a lie.
How do I know you're not lying?
You can make an insight check. Or do you just want him to respond?
Yeah.
Why would I lie? Do you need it in writing?
Oh, who are you in this place?
I'm the one they trust to discern who is being truthful and honest and who's bringing harm to our city. Possibly dangerous folk. We get those every now and then.
So, alright.
Lots of trinkets in this city, and perhaps you were here to steal them. That's what I'm
course not.
discerning.
I myself am a high member. Oh, not high member.
Soldier.
A
Rank.
soldier from in the order, and I would never steal or anything from your city. I'm literally, me and my companions are trying to get back to West Haven.
That was truthful. See, you can be truthful.
Are there other members of the order here? Because I don't think
In the jail?
they would like one of their members being arrested for something false.
Oh, there are representatives of West Haven. I do not know if they are from the Order, but they have no jurisdiction here. You see, we are the epicenter of the world of magic. The Vempor literally flows amongst our walls and amongst our peoples. So, why do you want to leave this city so quickly?
I have no business here. My
You have to
business
get back
is
to
in
something
West
important.
Haven. I have to report back. It's an order thing. I'm sorry, I'm not able to talk to you about that.
That was truthful. Well, tell me this, and I'll go speak with my superiors. What happened out in the street? We only saw the last remnants of the little situation.
As I said, my head was in that book you're holding, and I looked up at the
And he tosses it through the bars
sight
to you.
see. Oh, okay. And then I don't touch it though. I just look at it and look at him. Some like
Okay. So it like just hits the floor.
Yeah.
And
I'm not a big social person, so there was way too much people going around, so it was in my book. But I remember seeing someone attack my other order member, hit him, and everything went black. And I wasn't able to
this
see
is
who
the
it is.
person you said was a stranger.
Yeah.
But I know he was not a stranger to
How
you.
do you know that?
I am a truth seeker of this city. I cannot tell a lie. I also cannot allow a lie. I
Oh.
literally get a sick feeling deep inside me when I hear a lie.
Look,
So give me the truth.
The suspect you guys are looking for.
Yes.
I don't know if he is still a companion of ours, because he has been very odd and different, like almost as someone took over him. So that's why I said he's a stranger. And he's, as far as I know, he disappeared. So right now he's not one of our companions. And he attacked another order member.
It still feels like a bit of a lie. You don't know his name.
I don't know what he
He
goes by
seems
now.
very... What the prompting I get is that he seems familiar to you. That you've maybe traveled with him from, by the looks of you, somewhere cold.
As I said, I don't believe him to be the same person we've been traveling with. The person that I knew, I believe, is not inside that being, and he disappeared. Honestly, we found him in the woods. We don't even know who or what he is.
You're speaking of the one named Kai?
That's what he said his name was, but we don't know for sure.
Sure.
I've had to cross blades with him and his bad decision making, so I am not 100% trustful of this person, and put us in a very bad spot. So as I said, he is not one of my companions, but I have been traveling with him.
So you're saying you don't trust him. So that's why he's not a companion.
Yeah.
But how long have you traveled with him, side by side, fought beside him? Tell me the truth. Your psychic whispers, by the way, you can hear anything that he's relaying or allowing like his thoughts to pass through to you guys for the next couple minutes, just heads up. So this whole conversation you may have caught bits and pieces of if he's allowed it. Ask him about the mom. Your silence is discouraging.
Oh, sorry, this is out of character.
No, you're good. I'm just curious.
Traveling with him.
When do you plan to leave if I were to release you?
As soon as I get contact with my other order member, and we'll be back to West Haven.
The one that's in the cell across the way.
Yes.
He's not leaving anytime soon.
What is he in charge of?
Well, there are witnesses that he attempted to strike at this non-companion of yours.
Okay.
It seemed like a scuttle of familiarity, and I did it. Seemed like there might have been some deep down distrust or hatred of each other, possibly.
Tell him the truth. Tell him it was over money.
That's what we are.
Wasn't about the money.
Yeah, the one the stowaway in our group wanted to fight about money.
It's a good thing I can't hear this slander.
Yeah.
The stowaway we don't trust.
He's just, Bulgrim's repeating everything he can hear into the sending stone, which you can hear, like...
The Bratsu sleeps with the fish.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
Yeah,
I
it
didn't
was
know
over
Hess was
1,000
so
pieces
against Kai. That's pretty interesting.
Was 1,000
Flaming
pieces of
god.
gold. That
1,000 pieces of
1,000
gold.
pieces. That's what I'm
You
trying
risked
to...
life imprisonment, potentially...
I did not. As I said, the stowaway in our group got violent over money. And your guards had nothing
Are you sure
to
it
do-
was money? It seemed like it might have been a bit more.
As I said, my head was in my book, so I don't know the full story. I'm sure Warlow, my companion, could let you know more of this.
Oh, his name is Warlow. He wouldn't tell us his name. Thank you. I'll be back. And he just turns and walks away. You can yell something if you'd like, down the hall. But you hear just on the metal, you can just hear the tapping of... He seems like he has, like, solid shoes, like, not soft leather,
Okay.
clicking on the metal.
And Warlow's way far away, right?
Yeah. Probably. I mean, you don't know exactly
Alright.
where he went.
I'm gonna grab some piece of whatever debris is on the floor
Mm-hmm.
and chuck it and have it say, chuck in the opposite direction the guy's running or walking,
Mm-hmm.
and have it say, make it sound like someone else, one of the other prisoners, is saying, he knows more, or something like that.
To you? Saying that you know more. Make a... I'll say a deception check.
Deception.
Sure. Or performance, your pick. I had 2 performance checks in one session.
Horrible.
Like,
One or one, alright.
6.
6? Fortunately, you hear a bit of a snicker from him. Nice try. And he continues and turns the corner and saunters on. Your psychic whispers, you know, only has a moment or 2 left.
I got nothing.
Nothing? Nobody wants to communicate?
Bravo team, going dark.
Alright, so...
What was that? What is Bravo team?
The rest of you. You're traveling east, but on the south side of the spire. You pass by it, and something you notice is it's busy at this part of the city still. And a lot of times the center of the city is actually busier than the edge. But this one, it seems kind of reverse of that. It seems like the life is all on the outside, and like within 2 or 3 blocks of the spire, it's much more calm and collected and controlled almost. It's very not catered. When you decorate specifically, I forget the word for it. Like an art museum is.
It's all just so.
Curated?
Curated
There you
is
go.
the C word
Yeah,
I was looking
that is.
for. It's curated. Like this, there's statues and there's even a bit of like art pieces almost. Not paintings, but like just sculptures that are art pieces.
Now, have I noticed, is there anything to notice? Thieves' Cant, or secret passages, or...
You notice there's a sewer network of the city. At least looks like there is one. You've seen a couple like manhole covers, probably 2 or 3 from where you were to where you are now. As you get on the east side of the spire, you're going to have to start asking around to find Jessup's estate. They didn't give you like an exact address.
Gotcha.
So.
If I remember, Pepe told us he was pretty far on the east side and had his own sort of like compound or dwelling or some sort of
Yeah.
like compound or big house or
Estate.
warehouse or something like that.
Manor.
I suppose we could ask around. Do you see any more of your signs? Are there any more Peppies in the area?
No.
No.
No, I haven't seen anything.
No Peppies. Okay. Anyone that you can pick out in the crowd that might look like somebody who might know more than they should?
Do I see a cop or anything?
A cop?
Yeah.
The
cop.
guards?
Yeah, guards.
Yeah, you've seen plenty of patrols.
Cool. I'm gonna walk up to a guard, and I'm gonna ask him. I'm gonna tell him we're messengers and we have a message to deliver to this guy. But we
Okay,
don't
make
know.
a deception check first.
Okay.
Don't worry, it's a natural one. Doesn't matter. Even if you roll a natural one, whatever, right? It's like both of you. Sure, whatever. He doesn't care enough. Sorry, go ahead.
So I'm gonna ask the guard about this if they know where Mr. Jessup's estate is.
Jessup and Naya, I believe.
Jessup and Naya's estate.
Jessup and Naya. Kind of like papaya is what it sounded like for a second there. Jessup. Not familiar. The wizard that left the tower a few years ago. Oh yes. Yeah, he has a house with a few adjoining lots that he bought up. He's just maybe 10 blocks east from here. Once you'll see a sign for an inn named... Hold please. The fanciful steed. We'll call it that. The fanciful steed. You'll see a dancing stallion on the sign. Yeah, you see that sign, you turn north, and you should see his estate. It's quite one of a kind. It's got the marbling like all the other buildings in the city, but it also has a quite elaborate iron gate surrounding it, and atop it, well, you'll see.
Okay. Well, that worked out well.
I agree.
So, is there anything else I can help you with?
No, thank you very much for your time. We'll be moving along. We have an important message for him.
Thank you. Well, if you need anything else, ask someone else. Thanks. So you guys keep going the directions. Are you looking, I imagine, for Thieves' Cant and such?
Yeah.
Okay. You do notice as you get about the 10 blocks or so, probably about halfway between the spire and the east gate, you see a symbol, more like a directional symbol towards the safe house. It looks like it's etched just into one of the bricks on the side of the road. And you've seen Zeps moving about, just, steam spilling out from the backs of them and all. But it's a very busy city, and you just happen to notice the small little symbol that shows the safe house is just southeast of that location of where that brick is. So
Okay. But we're gonna head north.
Mm-hmm. Well, you got to head a few, about another block or two, and then you see a wooden sign dangling from a large 3-story structure. That it is a large. The sign stretches all the way from like the second floor, the top of the second floor, to the height of the first floor. So it's like 10-foot sign of literally a stallion like dancing. Like, I don't know if you guys know the book Giraffes Can't Dance, but yeah, kind of like that. Dancing stallion. Quite full, even in the morning, it seems like. But yeah, you turn north, begin to head north along the road, and that's where you see the estate. Similar 2-story structure, very elaborate marbling. The iron gate is elaborate as well, much scroll work and such, like intertwined into the. Clearly, money was put into this building and in its exterior.
What was on the top that we were gonna see?
It was. It almost looks like a phallic symbol, but something you notice about it is it's not a phallic symbol. It's actually a symbol for hive. It's Thieves' Cant, and it means safe house.
Oh.
Travelers welcome.
Okay.
But to the untrained eye, it looks more like a phallic symbol.
How phallic are we talking?
Not quite Austin Powers like beginning, but I mean,
Giant Richard.
yeah, a relatively phallic symbol.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I guess we'll go. Is there a guard at the gate or anything?
No guard. The gate is closed. It looks like a well manicured, almost like a maze, like a hedge garden, like to where it's well manicured. You don't see any gardeners. You see the estate itself is well taken care of. No one is like cleaning it or maintaining it. Make a perception check, the 3 of you. Your wild shape has maybe like 20 or 30 minutes left at this point.
I think it's the seat.
Yeah.
It's definitely this position.
Yeah. Anyone above like 14? No? Okay.
Anyone above 5?
Wait, what was it?
10.
What were we doing? Perception?
Yeah.
I mean, my passive is 19.
Bulgrim, seeing that there's nobody here, will sort of walk up to, like, I guess the start of the maze, or the hedges, and he'll sort of call out, is anyone there?
Anyone there? There. And it echoes almost like stone, but it's a hedge.
How tall is this maze?
8 to 10 feet tall for the like ceiling. like inside of it. Like literally, it's like a hedge maze with a ceiling to it
Oh,
and
there's
all.
a ceiling.
But it's like grown ceiling. Like it's literally like someone hollowed out hedges, and is what it looks like.
Interesting.
This is what the entrance looks like, possibly.
Cool. Can we walk around and see if there's any other ways in? Like,
Sure,
that
you can
aren't
spend some time doing that if you'd like.
a hedge maze?
While he's doing that, I'm gonna knock on the hedges.
And it sounds and it feels like stone almost.
Well, that's most peculiar.
So,
Sorry, go ahead.
did I find anything? Or- This is the only way in?
It looks like the iron work. The only literal open to the iron work, or the iron fencing, is this hedge maze.
Cool. Can I use acrobatics and climb on top of it and then just go?
Give me your roll. This should be fun.
Try that again. We're getting better. 10.
10. You get on top of it, but make a dexterity saving throw.
Nine.
9. 9 times. You take 5. 5 thunder damage as you're shocked and sent flying backwards from the top of it 10 feet. You recognize it as a thunder wave spell that looks like it's enchanted to knock people off.
For doing just that.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So we're just gonna walk through the maze then.
Okay. Yeah, you're able to walk through and nothing happens. You start going through it and it doesn't. There's some random offshoots every now and then, but it's like you poke your head around and you can see it's just like a little sitting area where there's a little bench.
Now, are there any like directions? Because like thieves can't or symbols from the hive. that tell
Inside,
me
you mean?
which way to go?
There are not inside the maze because, again, like it's mainly it has turns and then some random offshoots, but it's only like 5 feet, and then you can duck your head and see it's just like a small sitting area, or
So it's basically a hedge-covered walkway.
basically.
So you misled me on it being a maze.
Yeah.
Oh.
But it looks like a maze from the outside.
Thanks, phallic-shaped symbol.
Yeah. You think it's going to be hard to get to it, but it's really just pretty easy. You just got to ask. So yeah, you get through. You get to where actually at the very end, after only like a minute or so of walking through this. Bulgrim, did you go with him?
Sure.
Kai, did you stay on?
I'm still hanging on
Okay.
the back.
What happens when you walk through that iron gate, Bulgrim, is suddenly Kai just sprouts on top of your backpack where he had been sitting. You were still on top of it, yeah? And you feel the weight of him. Luckily, you're a strong guy, but you on top of the weight, and you are now encumbered by his weight and the ingots and everything.
Yeah.
You can suddenly feel it and be like, what?
Yeah, so Bulgrim will sort of... Ballard?
His legs are short.
So I guess
Ballard?
I turn around.
Is there something on my back?
Hi.
What the hell, Kai?
Kai?
That one got away from us. Yeah.
What we've been trying to reach out to you. Where,
Again.
like, did you just fall out of the sky? Where have you been?
I was with you guys. I was just a little spider on the backpack there.
How long have you been with us?
No, the whole time.
Oh. And you never thought...
Dick. So what happened?
Okay, so
What did we miss?
I'm not sure if you recall, but I made some potions, 3 health potions on our travels, and one of them was imbued with a fey leaf.
You used some of the materials you found in La Tang.
Yes,
And it changed this potion?
from the tree with the portal into the fey realm, and yes, it changed the potion.
I don't know enough about the alchemy to
So the shop
know
guy,
anything about that.
initially offered, what was it, 25 gold and then immediately increased the price to 1,000 gold for the potion. As well as the location, which I did not divulge. But
Well, I very much appreciate
Yes.
that.
But
having that be a secret is
I assumed so.
sort of important.
But yes, I called Warlow in to negotiate, and he drank all of the potion.
You drank the potion.
Drank the potion, and he...
Did the gentleman do anything, the salesman, to the potion? Because it's... why would he change the price? I mean, so did something happen that made him change the price?
I was not going to sell it to him, is what made him...
But I mean, if it's just a healing potion, why would it be worth such a
Yes.
price?
So, once the potion was imbued with leaves, he distilled it through a process and tasted a very tiny fraction of the piece, and he blipped for a second.
Blip. That's what Hez said, too. Hez said something
Yes.
about Warlow blipping out, but it wasn't for a second, it was for 30 or 45.
Yes, so Warlow tried the distilled, same as the shopkeeper, took a sip of the undistilled, and then downed the whole thing on a third time of trying the potion. That we had just been offered 1,000 gold pieces for.
So you did not try the potion.
I did not try the potion. I was only trying to sell the potion as
So
a
why
means-
have you been weird?
I don't know what you mean.
Well, as I was walking up, you were attacking Warlow, and then while we were trying to contact you for 3 hours, didn't say anything.
It was two. I was the spider, so I was hiding from the, I assumed the ruckus, somebody might be after me. So I stayed in the wild
roll
shape.
insight on this. I mean, obviously as a player, I have more information than my character, so
Yeah.
I'm gonna...
Mm-hmm. But yes, I tried to go and negotiate with the shopkeep, and Warlow grabbed me, and I responded in kind.
Warlow grabbed you.
Warlow grabbed me.
That is very out of character. If you can, you know as Ballgrim that's
that's why. Yeah,
By the cloak. I said I'm going to go try to negotiate with the shopkeep again.
Also, I
and
got a
he-
20 on my insight, so I'm pretty sure I...
yeah.
Why did Warlow grab you?
You guys are
Well, I
having
have
this
no
conversation at the edge, just inside
Yeah.
the.
Oh yeah, so that
The
reminds
place.
me. Did this hedge maze, or hallway, was this the Jessup estate, or was this the phallic shaped?
Oh, this is
They're one and the same.
Yeah, the
they're
estate.
both.
The gate is surrounded, and the maze is the entrance, basically, to the estate to get to the
Okay.
gate.
And it
keeps
also
out.
has a hive symbol on it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it's the same place. For some reason, in my head they were.
No. Yeah, the shape is upon the iron gate of the
Got
state.
you.
And remember, the
Got
guard
you.
said it has a strange shape, and recognized it.
Okay, cool. Okay.
Thieves can't for
Gotcha.
basically safe house / travelers.
Cool.
So safety.
Yeah, so okay, cool. So we're walking down this hedge maze hallway that sort of reverberates.
Yeah, and you got only like a foot in when his wild shape basically got deleted off him.
Yeah, so we're like walking and talking in my head. Is that
if
Yeah.
you guys would have liked, yeah.
okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
So at this point, you get close to where the front door is. You guys can keep having this conversation though, if you'd like, or you could have stopped.
I don't know if we want to be talking about large sums of gold as we walk in here. So maybe refrain from talking about that. But something is definitely wrong with Warlow. His divine light, his blessings from the Zekra are missing, gone. When you made it dark, which don't do that again, by the way. That's what happened to me the night me and Warlow met. That is a very foul form of living poor. Do not do that again.
Gotcha. I will totally do that
And
again.
Bogram's looking at you just like this. Don't do that again.
Noted. I'm totally gonna do that again.
Yeah.
Tilden say, I am able to use my blessings of the Zekra to see other beings who are either blessed or the antithesis of the Zekra. And as long as I have known Warlow, he has shone brightly. I saw naught but darkness, and this was most strange.
Yeah, I don't know. So he blipped. Let's see. He did fall out of the sky on the third time of taking the stuff. So
From where?
about 10 feet. So he started in. We were in the shop, and then he went, blipped, appeared out of the shop.
So he was able to move while
Yes. Yes.
gone. Are you? Did he go invisible?
Yeah, we did not see him. I don't know if it was invisible or if the shopkeep did not tell me what the potion did. They did mention something of seeing figures, but that was it.
Seeing figures.
And I do not know what Warlow experienced because he accosted me. And that's when you appeared.
That is most strange for Warlow to be aggressive in such a way. Was there anything else strange? Well, I mean, I guess we know there's something wrong with him. Something clearly wrong. He talks different. His light is gone. He's aggressive. We need to get him out of that prison. We need to get Hez out too. And by all means, Hez has taken the fall for you, it seems. You might owe him an apology.
It's payback.
Oh well, that is a fair. But your relationship is a bit strained as it
Yes,
is. Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah. Yeah. So is the.
This is somebody we learned about estate that may or may not be able to help us in this city and on the way out even.
A Zeppelin guy.
More teleportation. than
Gotcha.
Zeppelin.
So I'm gonna whisper into Bulgrim's ear that Hez was saying that Kai was the one that was different after this situation. But Kai seems...
You're whispering verbally,
No,
Yes.
I said both.
not psychic whispers reconnect.
Yeah.
Okay. What's your passive perception?
15, I think.
And
No, I said both of them are kind of.
Okay.
Yeah, passive.
you guys are close together. You could attempt to whisper it. He might be able to hear you still.
Oh, I don't care.
Okay.
You can
Okay,
just
that's
talk
right. I
on
just want to make sure, because like it's kind of close and it.
Echoes.
Bulgrim's
Echoing
going to
and-
respond out loud anyhow, and he's going to say, personally, I think that Hez has something against Kai, or maybe he just doesn't like him. But either way, having talked to Kai just now and feeling out how he's saying, how he's responding, how he's acting, this does not seem any different than the Kai I knew previously.
I would agree.
So I
Yeah.
think maybe that's just Hez getting the better of himself, his own prejudice, if it is that. And if not, it's not a bad idea to keep an eye. Though something tells me it has everything to do with this potion. A merchant who suddenly would ask 1,000 gold for a potion it's clearly there's something special about that. And then after Warlow drinks it, suddenly he's completely different. It's something is leading me, or rather not something, everything is leading me to think that something about that potion has done something to Warlow.
I agree 100%. Just the way he's been communicating, or lack thereof.
Right, the way he speaks is different. For sure.
All right. Well, at this point, I think we can go inside.
Okay. There's a door at the end of it.
Conversation.
Yeah, you guys have been having outside, and that's where the door is still closed. You're welcome to knock.
Is there a special knock I know or anything?
For Hive, no. You do know Peppy told you to say something.
But there's no one there, right?
Bulgrim will knock on the door.
Smite the door.
Okay, you knocked.
I'll do a little knock and see if I hear anything.
Like if your sound gets through,
Oh,
or
well-
if somebody coming to the door.
Is there somebody shuffling? Is there somebody
Oh.
looking through a peephole? Is there
You
anything
knock and
going
wait
on?
and listen, and you hear footsteps coming to the door, and then you hear, "Who sent you?"
Peppy the Crane sent us.
Peppy the Crane. Wonderful. Oh, the door then. No, you don't hear like a knob turn or someone like sliding a lever or anything. It's literally just a. And you see a ghostly looking figure, more like a servant of sorts. I'm trying to think of the way to describe it. Unseen servant basically is the spell, but it actually has this version of it. The way I'm describing it is it has a bit of like shape to it that people can see. It more looks like a ghost, the way people would describe it as. So a little bit transparent. Are you here to see the master?
Yes.
Wonderful. Come in, have a seat, and he'll be down shortly from his studies.
Bulgrim's just staring at this ghost figure, just trying to figure it out.
And it just disappears.
You saw that too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Do you go in and sit down?
This place is strange.
Yeah.
I do not like that thing.
We're gonna chill out. Wait for Jessup to come.
Okay. So you guys hang out.
I'll hang
You
out.
guys want to do like a perception check or anything?
Sure.
Bulgrim is on edge. He does not like the ghost thing.
Did the wild shape time out, or is it a dispel magic?
It basically was like a dispel of any type of magic, of an active spell or wild shape, to ensure any druids didn't sneak into his estate. You imagine a minimum 7th level caster has some.
A good idea of what might be
Hey,
coming.
this guy's
Yeah.
a pretty
Yeah.
powerful wizard, right?
You don't. Yeah. You imagine.
Well, the cop told us that he was a wizard from the Spire, and the powerful wizards were in the Spire, but he left.
Mm-hmm.
But then he's also a member of Hive,
Mm-hmm.
and he has the teleportation ring.
Or at least helps Hive.
Okay.
Yeah.
But he also has the teleportation ring.
We've been told
Potentially.
That. We've been told
A
that.
way of transporting
Okay.
is what.
And that takes some pretty
Mhm.
long, powerful magic to cast.
Oh, for sure.
Dude is potentially a fairly high-level wizard.
Yeah. Potentially sorcerer, wizard,
Whatever it is.
something.
I got 15.
15. Okay.
Bulgrim is not going to do a perception. He's actually going to take out his mason's tools in a small piece of stone, and he's going to try and calm his nerves, and he's going to sort of
Start carving a Bulgrim
Yeah, do a little Bulgrim.
to leave somewhere in the estate.
All right, I got
So
got
15, and what did Thalic get?
8 for perception,
Yes.
Mhm.
right? 14.
14. Yeah, because investigation would be more you getting up and like going through and looking at things,
For sure.
whereas you're sitting down looking. 14 and 15, you notice this is a filled atrium. There are magical collections here displayed. Most of it basic stuff for the most part. I mean, there's some odd creatures, almost like people that display, deer's heads. Is similar to this, but these are creatures from strange looking. You've never really seen something like this unless you've looked through a certain tree at some point.
Gotcha.
These look, one or two of them look similar to that style.
Tentacly?
Not tentacly, but just like they have that feel of the Fae.
Pinkish purple hue.
I mean,
No, none of those. But yeah, after probably about 10 minutes, a gentleman, like amazing posture, perfect build, muscular but not, not bulky, very athletic style build, like prime age, perfect, handsome.
He's amazing.
He is the Brad Pitt of wizards. Or pick your poison, Ryan Reynolds, whoever you want to pick.
Now we're talking.
He's the fist.
He's the fist of wizards. But yeah, he begins to. You see someone. You hear him coming down the stairs, and you look up, and you see, and he's got like a flowing, long, probably a 10-foot long robe that flows behind him. A bit magically. It doesn't just drag on the ground. It kind of like floats behind him a bit, like a flag almost. Like towards the ground though. Crimson red. And you can see it well-tanned skin. Along each of his hands there's a ring. Elaborate, most of them. A couple of them simple. Hands crossed. Walking just... I heard you called for me. I am Jessup. What may I be of service for you?
Is there a special height handshake?
Not a handshake, but you already mentioned Peppy the Crane to the ghostly figure, and you imagine he got the message. But he's probably 10 paces from you at the bottom of the stairs, and then he just stands there, stationary, waiting for your response. Looking at Phallic specifically, seeing as you're the one who mentioned Peppy the Crane.
Well, I'm going to tell him that I'm a member of the Hive. And I'm going to explain the predicament that we have ourselves in. It's a fairly substantial conversation.
Okay.
But,
How in depth do you go?
everything that's happened since we've been in this city.
Okay. Mentioning the potion, all aspects?
Yes.
There's nothing you leave out?
Nothing I'm going to leave out.
Okay.
Everything that I know, I don't have a problem telling him.
Okay.
I'm not going to tell him necessarily about La Tang.
Okay. Literally once you got to Coibal and inside?
Yes.
Okay. So you finish and he doesn't ask any questions as you're explaining. He just simply listens. And he ponders. And I think I can assist you. I have some connections within the network of holding cells within the city. I still have some friends in the Spire. As far as transportation, as you say, back to West Haven, I can accommodate for a price. As far as your friend, I would like to meet both of them. You said this is one of them that act strangely?
Yes.
Okay, well, I like strange. What is your name?
Kai.
Kai. And if I'm not mistaken, you're from somewhere of nature, and by the looks of the color scheme, somewhere south of the Blexen Mountains. You wouldn't be from the Forest of Huntikin, would you?
Yes.
I noticed the bit of color there in your vest. It's found by certain flowers only found on the edge of the forest. What brings you this far?
A glowing, what was it? The green glowing castle?
There's a green glowing ruins in your forest.
Yes, we were just trying to get to West Haven and we were transported somewhere. I'm still not sure where. And luckily we made it out and found our way here.
Okay. But why are you with them?
Why am I with them? Oh yeah. There was a undead problem that we had agreed to come to agreement to try to solve, and that was a month or two ago at this point. Haven't really done that. Yeah, but that is how I came to be with them, and how I came to be here.
Did you explain about being teleported out of the forest to the icy tundra expanse?
I said we were teleported to some place that I'm still not aware of what it is, but then we came here. I did not describe in any way the tundra or where.
Okay.
And also no mention of Lord Bennigan.
Benathan. Damn it! Why, you guys? I know you're doing it to mess with me at this point, but.
Oh.
Okay, so you don't mention La Tang, Lord Benathan, or exactly where you landed from getting teleported out of it. Well, there's whispers of something to the west, something strange I've been meaning to go and investigate myself. You mentioned a green structure that teleported you.
Yes, a green structure.
There have been whispers of green lights flashing just at dusk, just before the sun sets, coming from the west. If you travel for about 100 miles or so, you could see it just at dusk, just for a moment. Been meaning to investigate myself, but I have many things that require my attention. So, as far as for you, do you desire to return to West Haven? You mentioned undead.
Oh, that was the initial goal, but we've come along quite a few quests
as you do,
as one does, adventuring. But yes, I think I can't speak for everybody, but personally, I would like to see to the get rid of the undead.
All right. Well, thank you for your honesty and forthcoming of information. And you? Did you mention his name at all when you explained anything? What's your story? I imagine out of Faith Theoden by... Or no, you have the La Tang armor now.
I do, yes. I'm wearing except for my right gauntlet.
Which is designed by your family and you.
And it still has my, like, ram, like, stuff, but it also has the scroll work on it.
It was.
That's right. He actually looks, and you see him watching that. He doesn't look at you in your eyes. Your armor's strange, ancient of design, but one piece is quite appealing.
Thank you. I hail from an ancient land, and I have taken some of its armor with me. This piece here is forged by my family.
Well, why are you with this group? You're not part of Hive.
No. Truly, I am on a mission of my own giving to find that ancient home I spoke previously about, and along my travels, I met one of the companions in this group who is currently incarcerated. And that one saved my life. So I have been traveling with him and have pledged to help remove the undead threat from the areas around West Haven.
Okay. Lines up with your companion's story. And your desires are the same as Phallic to return to West Haven.
Yeah, as I said, I pledged to help remove the undead threat from West Haven. So for now, that is my desire. But I have other things I would like to attend to.
All right. Well, Allow me to send a message quickly. That will cost 100 gold pieces for me to send a message to attempt to get your companions released. I can say it most likely will take place. I should get a quick, speedy response.
Will you have them? Can you have them brought here?
I can for an additional fee, or I can send a messenger to bring them.
Whatever is easier for you.
Sure. For another 25 gold pieces, so 125 for their release and escort here, or given directions here. I can do that. As far as getting you home, if you want teleportation for specific reasons of watchful eyes not seeing your departure, a Zeppelin would be cheaper, yes. Probably for, you say there's 5 of you.
Yes, there are 5.
For 5?
And a ram.
And a ram.
The ram doesn't have to.
Yeah. For 5, you can get a transport on a Zeppelin going to West Haven within the month for probably 500 gold pieces. For teleportation, it's going to cost a bit more. It's probably going to be closer to 700 on my network. See, mine is something off books.
Is that 700 total for the?
And
700 for transport, 125 for release of your companions, and there will be no records of your transportation from my home, or that you were here asking for their release. This is all part of the deal.
How much is this giant ram worth?
As it's screaming outside.
You've been so cordial so far. I did have a couple questions regarding the actual laws here in this city, as we are travelers. What is the expected punishment for somebody who is accused of striking another citizen?
Well, any type of aggressive action in commonplace. There are specific fighting rings designated within the city for disputes. You don't have to request a permit or anything. All you have to do is go into the appropriate area and you can kill each other. But for doing it out in the open, there's quite a bit of distaste for it within our city. So it's typically years imprisonment. Possibly you can get off sooner if you have other means of payment or service.
Is sending a message through someone like yourself one of these means?
It could be. Or the lawful way, you could offer to be of service to the city instead of imprisonment. You could offer, if you have special skills, you could just offer to take care of something for the city. The Spires desires to make things happen.
Sure.
It's partially why I left. I want not to be controlled or told what to do. I want freedom.
That makes sense to me.
Do we have a deal?
It is quite a bit of gold.
You can ponder upon the
may
price.
need to hit the bazaar first in order to acquire such gold.
Would you like me to get the release of your companions first?
Yeah, I think in Bulgrim,
That we can agree on.
Bulgrim will rummage around, and I have on my person 2 packs, or 2 little.
The 50 golds worth.
Yeah, I have 2 of those with 50 gold, and then inside of one of them is
Things like an amethyst or
I have
something.
2 amethyst worth 50 gold and 1 sapphire worth 50 gold, and then in my other pouch I have a diamond and a ruby, I think.
Okay. You tell me. You take out the 125's worth.
As
if
he's
you're paying
doing
for it.
that, as he's looking through it, I will just put in the.
No one knows, I guess. that you
Nobody-
got this
nobody
money.
knows,
So you didn't tell them when you were giving the story.
I did not.
Okay.
So I will.
Yeah.
I will just have a pouch that I can put 125 gold pieces in. And
Okay.
Toss it to.
And he doesn't make to grab it, but you see it just in air and disappear.
Yeah, so
And
It
he
says that
"Wonderful."
should cover it.
Bulgrim's has 3 different pouches out, and he's counting.
Yeah.
Taking.
And as it disappears, you see him not make any notice of it or anything. But when you say that should cover it, he says, "I know. It's been counted and Notated. One moment, and I will send the message.
I thought druids were poor.
They say
Yes.
they'll be released within the hour.
At least within the hour.
Yeah.
And you're bringing them here.
That was part of the deal. Now I can't guarantee that they won't be followed. But those of the spire and of the city know that I have influence. So, unless someone followed you here, which you did not do checks to make sure of,
You've been walking around the city for like an hour.
Yeah.
2 hours, I think it was.
roughly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just walking around the city for 2 hours.
What happened with that robed figure and the guards that went off and did their own thing? I don't know.
Who knows?
Yeah.
I'm not worried about it. Jessup's pretty powerful.
Mm-hmm.
He could be in league with them.
So, that settles that. How about a bit of brunch or lunch, depending on how early you arise? I myself am up at 4 every morning. Just can't sleep. There's too much to get done. Hez. Suddenly, the creepy guy returns. This is when he puts his hands back slowly over the bars and says, I don't know who you have connections with, but it seems, and you see him gripping into the bars to the point where it looks like his nails are gonna like almost snap off, and you can see like it white knuckling basically, and he come gather your things. It was so nice chatting with you, though. We'll see you soon, I imagine. Do you follow him? The gate slides open. Do you pick up your book?
I do. I pick up my book. And I follow him.
Mm-hmm.
And as we're going, I stop and look at the... And I ask him...
You try and talk to the Dragonborn?
No, the creepy dude.
Mhm. Oh, he keeps walking. He doesn't
Oh.
stop. He just...
Oh, you should talk to the dragon boy.
Right?
He's just walking, escorting you, and you can tell he's pretty irritated.
Ah, good. Alright. So yeah, I stop and look at the Dragonborn,
Mm-hmm.
like almost nerdy excited because it's like, you're not supposed to be here.
What are you looking at?
What are you?
I don't even know myself. Probably can't hear me on the microphones.
You
You
How
might
long
want
have
to
you
get
been
going.
What?
The guy keeps walking.
Yeah.
Don't get left behind. And the Dragonborn then says, you'd be wise to move on.
What's your name?
Gartinian.
Cartinian? Okay. Alright, and then I
I'm
scurry
gonna have to
after
write
the
this
creepy
damn
little-
name down. Fuck. That's mine for the episode.
Cartinian?
Gartinian. Gartin. Gartin. IAN. 1 second, please.
Yes.
Black Dragonborn. Imprisoned. Gartinian.
Okay.
I'll
Gonna
just
become
go up
like
to
a-
people and say, "What are you?"
Yeah. I almost had something like, but I had to keep it. Okay. Yes. You leave and.
Yeah, no, I leave
So waiting already is Warlow, and you can see he's putting on his clothes quite quickly. And you can see similar thing. He grabs the bow with his right hand. You can see he puts his pack of arrows on the opposite side instead. Like has adjusted the straps so that he can left draw. You also notice that every time it looks like while the people at the desk are having conversation, Warlow does like kind of a bit of a tick motion almost, just very subtle though, like a little bit of like that. You don't know if he's attempting to, you don't really know. It's just something you notice. But your things are all piled up on the desk. Your pack, all your gear, and the young gentleman, stops, turns from Warlow, and says to you, "Do return soon. I enjoyed our conversation. There are so many questions I have to be answered. Ta-ta!"
Oh. We'll be back. And then I'm gonna put my fist on that table and look at him, and then tap my chest, and my armor that you can't take off, that was there the whole time, starts forming all over me, and my chest starts glowing, and my gauntlets. I said, I could have took you at any time.
Walk back up, boys.
Test us anymore. I was truthful with you, but I could have took you any time.
I wish you would have tried that inside the cell.
There's always time, but ta-ta for now.
And he just smiles even bigger and turns and walks away. Warlow then doesn't say a word, but begins to walk out of the thing. Doesn't even wait for you.
And I grab a little piece of whatever, make it smell so bad, and just chuck it at that dude's direction.
You're just trying to get locked back up. Are you doing it stealthily or out in the open?
No, like I found a little piece of trash and I'm trying to throw it away, but he doesn't know I made that. Like a little like dandruff or something. Not dandruff, but like a little cotton something. I don't know.
Okay, and just kind of like dropping it on the ground so it smells? But like that?
Yeah, just like, oh, what is this? And I just chuck it
Okay.
like whatever. And made it smell.
And it smells bad.
Disgusting.
Good. Okay. So you guys get outside the city. You can see it's been about 2 hours at this point since you've been in there. And waiting outside is a ghostly figure. Similar to the way I described it. The way it's wearing clothes, though. So only its face is kind of ghostly and its hands, but or sorry, not even its hands. It has leather gloves and all this, like to look like a person, just like passerbys. And he says, "I'm to take you to your friends. Follow, please. Your friends Kai, Thalic, and Bulgrim are waiting with my master." Warlow does a little bit of a tick motion again and begins to follow.
Warlow, you just run into another trap, or what are you doing?
Traps are meant to be sprung if it's a trap. Let's go. They know our friends' names.
Alright.
Do you follow or do you stay?
Yeah. I'm gonna follow.
Okay. You guys get taken the whole way. In that time, you guys have a meal with Jessup. Is there anything you wanted to discuss?
How did he come across the Fey creatures?
You ask about them specifically?
Yes, that's the atrium that you got back there.
Well, it's a very interesting story. See, I'm not going to lie, I'm quite older than I look, and some of my travels have taken me places that most don't have any knowledge of, or couldn't even imagine. Those are just some of my findings. Unfortunately, I had to kill some of the creatures, and I didn't want them to be wasted, so I brought them back with me so that I could at least gather knowledge and make something of their deaths. It's not something I desired. They just simply attacked me. It was in their nature, I imagine.
Speaking of making things from them, did you make anything out of them other than those displays? Any sort of potions or a sword made out of the tooth of one of the creatures?
Oh,
or
yes.
like that?
Some of them I've sold, others I've done other things with.
Who have you sold these creations to?
Assorted people across Entorin, a few people in the city, a few people within West Haven, a few people in
You sold anything
Bromtang
to
and
Arla, the guy who runs the retro relics?
Oh, the potion maker.
Yes.
Actually, yes, I have sold once before. Something simple, actually. It was, if I recall, it was a trinket that I made that came from a bit of flesh of a creature. It could displace things when it came upon me, but when I infused part of its hide with a piece of metal and did some other... Well, I won't bore you with the aspects of how I created it. Basically, once the item was pondered upon and made a connection with someone, you could use it to learn knowledge not even written, knowledge that's not known. It's almost like you are connected suddenly with other planes, other barriers that are held up. I used it for generations until I decided I needed coin. So he gave me quite a bit of coin for it. He was quite interested in it, actually.
Yes.
Well, to be honest, it was his mother who originally purchased it, but it was at that point where they were transitioning her ownership to his of the shop, or at least running of it, so...
Do they seem to be good-natured?
As much as you can be in this city.
Okay.
How did you get to the Fey Realm?
Make a persuasion check.
$11.
11. Perhaps another time. Knowledge is quite expensive. Hence the story of the trinket I sold to Arlen. Now, for the other business, now that we've all had a bite. Your friend should be here shortly. For transport. For the 5 of you, I will require 700 gold pieces, paid in full. But it will transport you, take you back to the city of Westhaven, or somewhere else that you desire. It will also, if you desire it to, it can bring you in unnoticed. You don't want any eyes seeing you. I can make that happen.
You've mentioned that a couple times now. You've said off book, or nobody has to know of our arrival or departure.
Yes.
I'm not necessarily even concerned with that, to be honest with you.
Okay.
I've done nothing wrong in this city. Maybe
Neither
some of
have
my
I.
companions, but either way, I mean, once we're gone, what does it matter if anyone knows that we left?
Coibal's reach is far. You see, the spire is tall, but it also, its influence reaches nearly across all of Entorin. I'm not the only powerful one within this city. It took much persuasion and, one might call it blackmailing, for myself to be released from the service of the spire. Took nearly 100 years of convincing.
Would the Spire really care so much about a random street fight?
You really don't know much about this city. Those fighting pits are designed to keep the order, to allow people to get out their frustrations and disagreement. If they were to allow fights and then scenes such as what happened to occur regularly, see, they like control. They like to keep an iron fist.
So you're saying that it's more about the image rather than the actual offense?
Oh, for sure. I mean, and I'll speak in words you would understand. Their desire for control runs as deep as, about as strong as bracken.
How do you know of such things?
I also know where that armor comes from.
Do you?
I do. Never been myself, not really part of my desire, but...
Well then, as I've said previously, this is of my ancestral home. I hold some amount of legitimate ownership over the place.
Part of the Bulgrim line, you absolutely are correct.
The 84th. pleasure.
It is. You look like him, actually.
Him?
The Baldwin.
You knew him?
I've seen portraits of him. He was a few years before my time.
Wasn't quite sure how old you said you were old.
I've held up quite well.
Did you ever see any sentinels?
And this is the first time he's shown emotion other than control and pompousness. He has just subtly a bit of like a shiver down his back when you mention sentinels. I mean, he kind of, his posture is always very controlled, but you see him kind of recompose himself after, and he, yes, I have. I've seen their fire. I've felt their fire. I've even seen what they're capable of on a grand scheme.
This is most strange. You've felt their fire, yet here you are, in more or less a fortress of Levimpor.
There's a reason
Do you
that
think
I've survived.
You can keep them out?
Out of here? I could hold them at bay for a while, but ultimately they are creations of the Zekra, divine creation. They're there simply to come when things get out of balance, and
A divine executioner.
it's hard to understand, but it took me a long time as well. I was but a young lad when they first came about, and luckily they disappeared quite as quickly as they came, but they left a wake of destruction, and I only survived because I was so young and I was hidden. I was once part of the Order of Warlow, if you've ever heard such a term. It's an ancient order of wizards. I was an apprentice in the Blue Tower.
Can I roll to see if Bulgrim's family hates the Order of Warlow?
You can roll if you have any history knowledge of it or something.
History, you said?
Sure.
I think I get -1 to that.
What'd you roll?
18.
Yeah, unfortunately not. This is a very obscure term. Someone book smart might have
I
heard of
get
it.
+1. I get that's a 19, but not a 20. Close enough.
Unfortunately, it's very obscure. Something that was destroyed during the Sundering. Once the Sentinels left, it was a long time before I showed that I could wield Levimpor. But I found many left behind items and trinkets and grand items that were created during the Second Age. In First Age. Some of them, the Library of Zeli within Coibal has requested, and I've forthcoming given them. Others were given to other places. Coibal was started only a few hundred years ago. I was here at its founding.
Oh.
It was actually, not to speak pompously, it was partially my idea.
Yet somehow you ended up enraptured in somebody else's service.
Fortunately, powerful as I am, I got wrapped up in something that allowed emotion to control myself. See, as I said, the Sentinels, I felt their fire. I felt rage for what they did. I desired for the world to be renewed of its might within Levimpor, the wizard towers to be not only rebuilt, but to be strengthened, to come together as one. That was the sole purpose and idea of Coibal. That was to bring together what was left and to make it new. That's why you see the different colors upon it. The representatives of the red tower, the blue tower, the green, the gold.
But are you not worried that the Sentinels will not come back to
Here they are.
your city?
And that's when Hez and Warlow come in. Please sit, have a bite. He motions and continues.
The whole reason the Sentinels came was the rampant and what's a good word here? Not dishonest. Rampant and misuse of Levimpor around the world. It created a backlash, which is why the Sentinels came, to be rid of that. Are you not worried that you're creating more or less a vortex, a beacon calling them back? One large tower surrounded by near infinite Levimpor.
They didn't come because of Levimpor. They came because it was unchecked, as you say. That's why they came. People did delve into darker, forbidden aspects of Levimpor. Attempted to manipulate life further than it should be. And when they left, like I said, I didn't immediately come out, and it was nearly 50 years before I gathered with a few of my old apprentice companions of different towers, and we many discussions and talks of what to do, whether the world even needed us still, and of course there were disagreements, but we desired for it to be better than it was before. To be checked. That is the whole point of the tower. The spire is what controls all. That's what I've been telling you. Is they're all about checks and balances. Allowing people to take out their frustrations and anger, because it is a natural instinct of any humanoid. Even animals have anger, frustrations, fights. So they allow it to happen in certain designated areas to protect the common good.
Sure. Now, my problem is it not then natural for humanoids of all races to push the boundaries? As you are off to do, as I am off to do. I mean, you've traveled to different worlds even. Clearly, you're no stranger to pushing boundaries. What is to say that someone in a position similar to yours on the other side of the city is not delving into unchecked Levimpor behind closed doors?
Did you tell him the potion, what happened and all? I don't recall if you told this guy that. No? You told them outside the door. But within the maze.
Yes.
Okay. As you mentioned that, he turns to Kai and says, "There's one among you who has done similar acts. I know what you spoke about outside. I've already been watching some of the repercussions of what happened. The potion you made was something, well, quite magnificent. Terrifying, but magnificent. You should be proud of yourself. Apprentice by the makes, I can tell, but I don't know if you just got lucky or you have just natural instinct. Is there anything you'd like to..."
What did you make?
Okay, that was. Yeah. Why is this terrifying?
So,
What did you make?
And we're gonna take a break! Alright, so anyone watching live, we'll be back in like 5-10 minutes, at least a bathroom break, quick, and we'll do a quick little bit more, and then a round table after for live. But yeah, until then, keep nerding. We'll see you in a few minutes.
3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.